What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about something that I've really been trying to explain to you guys about the way Madden 20 actually plays, okay? Now, the offensive line, as far as when this video was actually made, they did not have actual X-Factor abilities. By the time you watch this video, EA has updated the game to allow them to have superstar X-Factor abilities. In this video, we're just going to be looking at abilities, which I believe is more important than the X-Factor because you have to work up to the X-Factor. I want every one of you guys that watch this video to try to be more careful with equipping the abilities as opposed to the X-Factors. Okay, I've gone through several different videos explaining why. The superstar abilities are available to you every single play. So my O lineman, that secure protector, that's every single play. You're going to see that star light up, all right? Those are the abilities that make those stars light up every single play. The X Factor, like first one free, you have to activate that by doing things, okay? So that's just like a quick refresher course. All my veterans know what it is, and my veterans were asking about like, yo, bro, you need to give us some gameplay. And I'm like, all right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Say no more. We got this, all right? So we're going to jump into this gameplay right now, and I'm going to try to, really make you understand why I feel so confident with my team. Now, depending on the squads that you play, defensively, if you have other abilities like the edge rusher, the power specialist, all that stuff, you can counteract the abilities of the offensive line. Sometimes it's going to be a wash, which means that it's just going to be a standstill. It's sort of like last year when they had like those out of my way, and then you had a player that had certain attribute on offense. You would just like knock him out of the play immediately. That's pretty much what it is. So I want you to take a look. Just look at the way that these linemen block. You see what I'm saying? It's completely different, and you can see that I have more than enough time to see the field. Now, in this guy's case that I'm playing, he has a couple, abilities or X factors on his defensive line, but my players are just, with the way that they're set up together, it's a much better offensive line than his defensive line with the way that he has his stuff set up. And that's pretty much what Madden 20 is about. If you go out against a player that, he has certain things, like yesterday I played a guy that had all three of his down linemen had, abilities. They had X Factor abilities. So he was trying to torment my middle section right there, right? Now, Andrew Norwell, I told you guys this right now. I'm working on trying to figure out where I'm going to get my, who I'm going to put at my next left guard position. I know Bruce Matthews, you got the guy from the Chiefs. That's the theme diamond that also gets Dallas Cowboy chem. But I'm working on it because I got to make sure that my bank account is able to handle whatever I'm going to do. Now, a lot of the other things that go into becoming unstoppable with this game, when you have the proper offensive line and the proper abilities, is having that stick work. Now, I'm going to recommend to everybody that watches this video, if you feel like your stick work is lacking, bro, you got to go to practice mode. And you got to run stretches, you got to run dives, you got to run tosses, and you got to see what makes you most comfortable in the game. Because I don't want you to all of a sudden, like, pretty much a lot of guys, they play defense and they'll let the CPU do stuff, and then they'll watch one of my videos and then they'll start practicing, but then they don't do enough practice to click on, and they'll go into a game and get blown out and be like, yo, G-Bye, yo. No, that's not what it's about. I will urge you guys to go into practice mode, practice the movements of the players, because you have to see this game, the way they move and everything with the maneuvers, completely different from 19. Like, you could have been a boss in 19 and you probably just can't get a win in 20. And I've spoken to a lot of people that's the situation. In my opinion, the movement of the players in this game is a lot more realistic than it's been ever in Madden. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as just movement. Because remember, in 19, it was like too much stop and go. It was too much of, if you turn this way, the guy stops completely. It's no more of that, bro. Like, you're streamlined running down this guy's throat. This guy, like right now, he's just throwing slants or whatever. I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants because I'm still just trying to, like, figure out what he's doing. He's doing so many different things. I'm like, yo, what's this guy actually doing right now? It's wild. But right here, you're just gonna dot me. Just dot me then. All right, bro, whatever. Von Miller, take care of it then. But again, when you play players that switch up what they're doing, and also you can see that I sent my linebacker out there instead of blitzing him, it gave him more than enough time to dot me in the corner. What you're gonna notice again, when you play dudes, in 19 and they were running cover 2 and everything was good, cover 2 is not what it was in 19. That wasn't realistic cover 2. This game shows the way that the middle opens, and when that cloud flat doesn't play it, how it gets open over the top. So right there, I knew that was going to happen. because I didn't send enough pressure. And then by the time I looked at my linebacker, I'm like, yo, what's he doing? You see what I'm saying? So I want you guys to start, oh, whoa, that fumble was crazy. That's why I put that in there. I wanted you guys to see that. Yo, dudes be getting the ball knocked out of them. This dude, Tyreek Hill, is garbage, bro. Like, I'm not even going to sit up here and set trip. He probably is going to get raid sold. No, I'm lying. The only way I will raid sold Tyreek Hill, I know one of you guys are going to order be saying it in the comments. Go ahead, write it. If you guys know how GmiasWorld works, bro, Randy Moss or Calvin Johnson, but they got to have a decent speed. The problem that I don't like with what they've been doing with Calvin over the years is they've made him seem like he was a slow receiver. But regardless of that situation, in Madden 20, once he gets out in front, you're not catching him anyway. It's not going to be like, 19. So I think either way, Calvin Johnson's going to be a really good card if he were to get into 20. Because they've already been doing a good job by bringing out, other new players. Like, to have Pat Tillman, bro, I'm really enjoying that. But look, right here, peep this right here, right? Just look at the protection. Look, the one thing that I want, especially for all my veterans that know when they play good opponents, they're sending everybody like myself. Like, if you run into me, if you see Gmia on PS4 and you run into me, I'm sending everybody every play. Like, my entire team is coming every snap. How did this guy just catch me from behind, though? That was wild. This guy might have, like, sprinter on his players. He got to have sprinter on his players or something. Like, how do you get caught like that, bro? Like, that was just wild, savage action going on right there. I thought that was 6 for sure. But again, when you start to assess the way that dudes are rage blitzing, but again, you have the double team mechanic now, you have a lot of different things, but I'm going to urge you guys to be very, very careful with that. Because when you start using that double team mechanic, the D tackle is screaming at your soul. So you're going to want to be careful. I spoke about it with the patch notes. So if you haven't seen that video, please check it out and try to understand more about that double team, because you can hold blocks longer for specific people, but it does leave a lot of the other things very, very wide open. All right, so you just really need to be careful with that. Right here, like I said, I'm confident in the way my O-line block. You see the way they're blocking, bro? You see how these dudes are blocking? I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys understand this, right? There may come a time where I'll take it off my O-lineman, especially with the fact that they're adding so many new abilities. I may take it off of one of my O-linemen and, like, realistically put it on one of my fullbacks. Like, I got 2 fullbacks that are like crazy stats with lead block. I might just put it on one of them and just have them going insane. Because if you don't run the ball in Madden 20, for the most part, you're going to lose a lot of games because you need to control the clock. And that's what I'm trying to make sure that everybody understands. You got to really control the clock. Some people are going to come out pass happy and they're going to beat you because for whatever reason, certain times, your players won't react, the linebackers don't jump, whatever it is. But it's going to be very, very hard depending on the type of scheme you run. Now, a lot of you guys want like the G book, the GmiasWorld, ebook. I gave you something with offense. I'm working on something with defense right now because I have to make sure that whatever I give you guys, it's going to help you right away. I don't want to give you a defense that's like, that's not able to cover everything. And the 3-4 that I run, I do a lot of adjustments. Pretty much that's my primary defense that I run. But it's a very, very risky defense that can cost you. So you'll see how he just dot me right there. And you'll see the way that I set my guys back a little bit to kind of give me some freedom. The reason behind it is I have to watch the RPO. All right. So because the RPOs are so advanced in 20 and like dudes are just dotting you and like people just get blocked up and your corners don't do anything, you got to be very, very careful with the way that you blitz every snap. You see the RPO? You see the way how I know that Tillman can make that play? That's something that I labbed myself after I got dotted uncontrollably with RPOs. So whatever defense I decide to kind of give you guys some insight with, it's going to be something that can cover everything. And that's what's most important, is being able to know, all right, this guy is dotting me with this. I have to be able to do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to understand exactly what the situation is and what you're trying to do. And then once you get that under control, now we can go into like, certain blitzes and things like that. But I just don't want to give you guys, oh, yo, this play right here, you're blitzing and everybody. No, because now you can block and you can have secure pass blockers the way that I have it. And you can actually ID the mic and it works so good that dudes are not going anywhere. So you got to be more strategic. Sometimes you got to send 3 and get a block shed. Okay, that's getting lurked. That's getting lurked. And again, another side note to make you unstoppable. That guy is 5'11", Brown from the Cowboys, and you see how he jumps? Simply because he's a secondary player. So when you're using certain players and it's like 3rd and long and whatever like that, I'm going to urge you to get a secondary player because they'll always jump. The linebackers, not always. They will just stand there and not do anything in certain cases, but I want to make sure that everybody understands If it's like third and something like that, come out in a nickel, come out in a dollar, come out in something with a secondary player and make something happen. You can still see. Now, I don't know if it's because I took his ability off, that his streak specialist that he had, that he's not doing anything now, but he has been playing differently. So I can agree that EA has done a good job as far as the abilities and making them work in game, because this dude Tyreek Hill's getting locked up, and I don't know how fast that guy is, but I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're 90 speed. Act like you're 90 speed on the field and burn that guy. But again, this guy was getting way too happy, and, you know, we're just going to hot rod him to a streak, and it's it. That's it. That's Torrey Holt. It's a wrap. You're not going to get back there and be able to do anything. Like, you're not going to, like, this is Madden 20. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Let me know if you're going to be jumping into getting your old linemen souped up. Give me that info in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Enjoy your day. Be safe. Subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Until next time, one love.